Good morning, people. Positive Paul. Here we are, Friday, August 2nd, 2024. And my friends are already in a frenzy, and it's barely 7 a.m. Now, I noticed something yesterday on social media, and this has occurred in the past, but this has to do with these social media frauds. Now, all of us understand, not all of us, some of us, that social media's primary purpose is to entertain, but also to misinform, mislead, disinform individuals that choose to use social media to report on, well, adverse actions possibly that come from a corrupt government. And it's a long laundry list, but the number one issue is covering up crimes against children. Now, some of these crimes against children happened decades ago, and these children, for whatever reason, survived, and they're adults now, and they've woken up to a nightmare concerning issues involving the United States government, their activities after World War II. And, you know, look, everybody loves a good conspiracy, right? The problem is when these conspiracies start to become reality, that becomes an issue. So when you report on this, and you may be on the receiving end, on things known as stalking, harassment, bullying, whatever you want to call it, if you choose to use social media, you will automatically be shut down. But the purpose of the social media fraud is to report on these activities, but on their own terms. Meaning these sad sack Satanists, to keep it nice, want their operatives, agents, to put this information out on their own terms, because look, you know how I get. And what's funny is still, this is an ongoing thing, day in, day out, week in, week out with me. To this date, no one of authority has ever came question me, but yet they continue now to conduct this ongoing, now 9-year investigation concerning me being a big boogeyman. And I've gone over all the aspects of this, and I will again. But what I've noticed on social media now, the frauds, they do the same thing. And the one problem they have is once they start going off script and they get into these hot button topics, they start to go haywire. Something inside them. And they understand this because they are very intelligent in the sense that they know how to mimic humans. They know our behavioral patterns. They've been studying us for a long time. But when they go haywire, they need to stabilize this so the average Joe Blow, clueless dolt on social media does not understand what they're looking at. And this is the case now. But the one thing they always do, they have a million excuses of why these events occur, and they blame it on the internet. The connection's bad. Oh, the live stream, it keeps getting messed with. But the action sequence always occurs the same way. Once the anomaly occurs, to try to stabilize it, they need to cover up the area. Now, here's what I'll say to some of my friends out there that might be able to pick up on this. When you see someone have to come back the very next day and make excuses of why their live stream was going haywire, and they cleaned it up and they'll put up a better quality version of it, that's your first clue that something may not be right. Now, again, what do I know, right? I'm just the dopey satanic ritual abuse survivor that the United States government has been chasing around now down here in Mexico for at least over 14 years. They've been camped out down here since my son has been born. But this has been a lifelong thing, spending, who knows, the millions of dollars. And not just me, someone else is going through this. But I don't understand why they allowed me to continue on social media, specifically YouTube. I mean, it's obvious they want to keep track of me because these snitches can't do their job. They have to keep trotting out these perp planes, these helicopters, whatever they are. But yeah, something's happening again, and their whole paradigm, it's a slow march to their second death. We know this. But I'm bringing this up. The social media frauds have problems again trying to stabilize the technology. So if you know about this, keep your eyes peeled and keep on the lookout, but keep your eyes to the sky. Let God find his way in your heart.